everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we are going to be looking at how new tech is, well, changing the printing industry. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on a new product called Print4Matrix.
Right.
We've got some marketing material on it and some background info on the creator,
Right.
LEHNER GmbH.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, so have you ever, had to look at printing plates?
Oh, yeah.
And you're trying to read those teeny tiny little labels?
Ugh, it's the worst.
Imagine never having to do that again.
Okay, I'm listening.
That's what we're diving into today.
It's got to be better than squinting at those tiny numbers all day.
Yeah, it's crazy how much printing still uses these old manual processes.
It really is. Like, you think of all the digital stuff we have, but
Yeah.
still, so much of it is just, like, hands-on.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
And the sources we have,
Okay.
they paint a really clear picture of how bad it is.
Oh,
We're
sure.
talking like workers digging through piles and piles of these plates, holding them up to the light.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Trying to read these microscopic labels. It's
Ah.
such a waste of time.
And, like, so easy to mess up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
One wrong plate and,
Huge problem.
yeah, you're reprinting, you're delayed.
Exactly. It's a mess.
And it's not just, like, money and stuff either.
Right.
Like, it's got to be so frustrating for the workers.
Oh, for sure.
Like, all day long, just trying to find this tiny information.
Oh, these heavy plates.
Yeah, and like, is it safe? Probably not.
Probably not. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So that brings us to Print4Matrix. This is our, potential solution.
Okay, so tell me how this is supposed to fix it.
So basically, it takes, digital-eyed and puts it right on the plates.
On the plates themselves.
Right on the back.
Mm.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
It's printed in a way that people can read it,
Okay.
but also machines can read it.
So like barcodes and stuff.
Barcodes, QR codes, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
normal text, too.
All in one place. That's pretty neat.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does it know what to print, though?
That's a good question.
Do you have to type it all in manually?
I mean, that would defeat the purpose.
Totally, right.
So no, this is where it gets kind of cool.
Oh, right.
So you know how a lot of plates already have those, what are they called?
Flexomatrix codes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those, it uses those.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like, they
interesting.
already have these little digital fingerprints.
Right.
That identify the plate.
Basic info.
Yeah, but this Print4Matrix,
What?
it takes all that
Yeah.
and does more with it.
So hold on, for
Yeah.
our listeners who don't know,
Right.
what's a flexomatrix code? Can you break that down a little?
Sure. So think of it like
Yeah.
a super tiny barcode
Okay.
laser etched onto the plate.
Mm-hmm.
You need a special camera to read it,
Okay.
but it's got info on there like what type of plate it is,
Uh-huh.
the size, maybe even what job it's for.
So it's already digital in a way.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Print4Matrix, it just taps into that.
Okay.
It can read the code directly,
Right.
or it can grab the data from the printing company's system.
Oh, so there's options.
Yeah, no more typing stuff in by hand.
Makes sense. Less room for error that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Much more accurate.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what's it like actually using it, though?
Oh, it's super simple.
Okay.
First, you put the plate onto the Print4Matrix system,
Okay.
and then it scans it automatically.
Reads that code or grabs the data.
Yeah, whichever way you're doing it.
Gotcha.
And then, boom, just a few seconds,
Mm-hmm.
all the info you need is printed right on the back.
Wow.
Clear, durable, the whole deal.
No more squinting.
Nope.
That's a relief, honestly.
Right.
Now, you mentioned earlier, different types of plates.
Oh, right.
Does it work on all of them?
Yeah, that's another cool thing about it.
Okay.
It's compatible with a ton of different plates. It's flexographic, letterpress, even offset.
Wow. It's a lot.
Yeah, and get this.
What?
It's not just plates.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like fabric, wood, plastic, even glass.
No way.
It can label all sorts of stuff.
That is wild. How does it even
It's pretty amazing.
do that? Doesn't each material need a different,
You'd think so, right?
yeah, a different type of printing? Or
But this is where, LEHNER GmbH, they really know their stuff.
Okay.
They figured out how to make it work.
So they've got,
They've got different inks. They can adjust the process.
the main thing is
Yeah.
still the same.
It's all about clear, durable,
Yeah.
accurate labels no matter what you're putting it on.
That's some serious engineering right there.
For sure.
But I am curious,
Mm.
how does this fit into the bigger picture of a printing facility?
So it's not just about labeling
Okay.
in a vacuum.
Right.
this Print4Matrix, it's meant to, like,
Yeah.
make the whole workflow smoother.
From start to finish.
Yeah, like pre-press all the way to the printing press itself.
Okay.
And those barcodes and QR codes we talked about, they're like
Sure.
a bridge between the physical stuff
Uh-huh.
and the digital systems.
So it's like connecting the two worlds.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, because more and more printing is using, like,
Digital systems.
right, to manage everything.
Exactly. So this is kind of where LEHNER GmbH's focus on...
Industry 4.0?
Yes. Industry 4.0 comes in.
Okay, so for people who haven't heard that term,
Sure, yeah.
what is that all about?
It's basically like the next big step in manufacturing.
Okay.
Like the fourth industrial revolution.
Oh, okay.
It's about bringing digital tech into like factories and stuff.
So it's like taking all the cool stuff we have in our phones,
Yeah.
our computers, all that,
Exactly.
putting it into the factory.
In the real world.
Yeah.
Making things smarter.
Okay, I see.
And LEHNER GmbH, they seem to be like really into this.
They're at the forefront? Yeah, like their website talks about AI and workflows and stuff.
Right.
And Print4Matrix is like a perfect example.
It's putting it all into practice. So
Yeah.
it's not just like a one-off thing.
Right.
It's part of a bigger trend.
It's about like connecting everything.
Yeah, the whole printing process.
Yeah, so you get more efficiency, you can be more flexible.
It can adapt to...
When it changes to new demands.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So in a way, Print4Matrix isn't just a labeler.
It's more than that.
It's like a window into the future of printing.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
It's solving the immediate problem, yeah.
Those labels.
But it's also changing how we think about
Yeah.
managing printing, making it smarter.
Wow, I'm really starting to see the bigger picture now.
It's exciting stuff.
It is. It really is.
It makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
if this is happening in printing,
Mm-hmm.
what other industries are, like, ready for a shakeup?
Where else can we connect the physical and the digital?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I think we're just seeing the beginning of this.
There's so much potential.
It really is an exciting time.
For sure.
Okay, so speaking of seeing things,
Yeah?
we've got this storyboard for a video
Oh, cool.
that really shows off Print4Matrix.
Right, tell me about it.
So it starts by showing the old way of doing things.
Yeah.
You've got a worker
Mm-hmm.
struggling with that tiny label
I can imagine.
on the printing plate.
Classic.
I bet a lot of people watching this will be like,
Oh, I know that feeling.
exactly.
Been there.
Right away, it shows you the problem.
Makes it real.
Yeah, and then
Think of what?
it introduces Print4Matrix.
Okay.
And it's such a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's sleek.
Nice.
It looks modern.
Yeah.
The interface is, like, easy to use.
It's important.
Right away, you get this feeling of, like...
Like it's efficient.
efficiency. Yeah,
It's
sophisticated.
just a breath of fresh air, you know.
Totally.
Going from that old, clunky way
Yeah.
to something, like, smooth and automated.
Exactly.
I like it. And then it shows you the process.
Okay.
Just like we talked about.
Step by step.
The plate goes on the machine.
Mhm.
It scans it.
Yep.
The label gets printed.
Clear and easy.
Yeah, it all makes perfect sense. But the best part
Yeah.
is when it shows the benefits.
Oh,
Like, you see a worker easily identifying a plate.
no more squinting.
Exactly. Or like a robot arm using the system.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really well done.
And they show that durable label too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like water splashing on it.
Yeah, it can handle anything.
You know it's going to last.
It's really impressive.
They really thought of everything.
It's informative, but it's also, like, nice to look at.
Got to keep people's attention.
Exactly.
It's a balance.
So the source material talks about, like,
Yeah.
who would benefit from this tech.
Right.
And it seems like it's a lot of different companies.
That's pretty broad.
Yeah. They specifically mention, like, narrow web.
Uh-huh. Medium format and large format flexographic printing companies.
Right. But it goes beyond that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, anyone who makes the plates, service providers, anyone involved in the process.
Really?
Yeah, because it's all about efficiency and accuracy.
So it's not just for like a specific niche?
Nope, it can impact the whole industry.
Big or small?
Exactly. That's what makes it so interesting.
It's like bringing printing into the 21st century.
Right. Catching up with the times.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about using digital tools in a way that makes sense for printing.
And it makes you wonder
What about it?
what other industries could learn from this.
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, where else are we still stuck in the past?
Yeah, where are those opportunities?
To connect the physical and the digital.
There's got to be tons of them out there.
I think we're just starting to scratch the surface.
And that's what's so exciting.
It's a really cool time to be...
To be watching all this happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Seeing what people come up with.
All right, so that brings us to the end of part 1.
Already, time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. We'll be back soon with part 2, so stay tuned.
Looking forward to it.
See you then.
Bye for now.
Bye. Okay, so we were talking about how Print4Matrix can benefit different companies.
Right, like all those different sizes and types of printing businesses.
Exactly, but what about, like, just from a worker's perspective?
Oh, yeah, good point.
What are the everyday benefits they'd see?
Well, we talked about the time savings, right?
Yeah, like no more searching for tiny labels.
Exactly. That frees up time for,
More important tasks.
yeah, things that actually require, like,
Yeah.
brain power. Exactly.
Makes sense.
But it's not just about time, though.
Right. What about accuracy?
Oh, huge improvement there.
Because with the old way, it's so easy to mess up.
Oh, yeah, human error is like
A constant risk.
a constant risk. Exactly.
So how does Print4Matrix
Yeah?
help with that?
Well, think about it. Those clear labels. They basically eliminate the chance of picking the wrong plate.
Oh.
Like, no more guessing, no more squinting.
Just clear, easy to read information.
Exactly. And that means
Less mistakes.
way less mistakes. Yeah.
So less wasted material, less time redoing things.
Exactly. It's all about, like, improving the whole process.
And you can track the plates more easily, too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you know exactly which one is which.
Exactly. So you can follow it from, like,
From the beginning to the printing press.
when it gets stored away, yeah,
It's like a full history.
like a digital trail.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not just efficient, it's also more
Secure.
Secure,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you have that record of where everything's been.
Right. And you mentioned earlier that it can work with robots.
Oh, yeah.
So how does that work?
Well, imagine this.
Okay.
You've got this whole system set up.
Uh-huh.
Robots are handling the plates.
Okay.
They take a plate, feed it into Print4Matrix,
It gets labeled.
gets labeled, and then...
The robot takes it to the next step.
Exactly. The whole thing's automated.
Wow.
That's pretty slick.
It is. It's impressive.
Yeah, and that kind of automation,
Yeah.
it's a game changer for big printing operations.
Right. Because they're dealing with, like,
Huge volume.
tons of plates every day.
So saving even a little bit of time
Adds up.
adds up big time. Exactly.
But, okay, what about smaller companies?
That's a good question.
Like, can they afford this?
Well, the sources don't really talk about that specifically,
Okay.
but knowing LEHNER GmbH,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to be pretty focused on,
On, like, offering solutions for everyone.
yeah, for different industries, different sizes,
So it's possible they have, like,
maybe different versions of Print4Matrix,
yeah,
or like
Yeah.
packages that are tailored to
smaller businesses.
smaller businesses. Exactly.
That would make sense.
It would. It'd be interesting to see.
To see what they offer.
Yeah, how they cater to different needs.
Okay, so speaking of LEHNER GmbH,
Yeah.
we were talking earlier about Industry 4.0.
Right, that whole like digital revolution in manufacturing.
Exactly. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So basically, it's all about using data and technology
Okay.
to make factories smarter.
So we're talking like interconnected systems.
Yeah, like machines talking to each other.
Data being shared.
Exactly. And using things like AI and machine learning
Right, to make decisions.
to optimize everything, to predict problems.
Like taking the guesswork out of it.
In a way, yeah, it's about making things more efficient.
And LEHNER GmbH seems to be
Yeah.
really embracing this.
Oh, absolutely. They're all in on Industry 4.0.
And Print4Matrix is
Like a prime example.
a prime example.
It's not just a standalone product,
It fits into this bigger picture.
Exactly. It's part of a whole philosophy.
Okay, and what are
Yeah.
the benefits of that philosophy?
Well, for one, it makes the whole production process more agile. Yeah, like more flexible, more responsive to changes.
So if,
Yeah.
the market demands something different.
Right, they can adapt quickly.
Okay, so it's not just about efficiency, it's about
Adaptability.
adaptability. That's a good word.
It's about being able to roll with the punches.
So it's almost like Print4Matrix is
Mhm.
a symbol of this shift.
I think that's a great way to put it.
It's not just a labeler. It's like,
It's a sign of things to come.
it's exciting, honestly.
It is. It really is.
It makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
if this is happening in printing,
What other industries are, like, ready for this kind of change?
where else can we use these ideas?
Yeah, to make things better, to solve problems.
It's a good question, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this
In the coming
as
year,
technology keeps advancing.
it's only going to get more interesting.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about
Yeah.
the benefits of Print4Matrix.
All the cool stuff it can do.
Right, but now let's talk about who it's actually for.
Right, like who's the target audience here?
Exactly.
Well, the source material, it lays it out pretty clearly.
Okay.
They say the main beneficiaries are going to be
Mm-hmm.
those companies that do like narrow web printing,
Okay.
medium format, large format, flexographic printing.
Those are some big words.
Yeah, they are. But basically, it's those companies that use those flexible printing plates.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones who are going to see the biggest impact.
Makes sense.
But it's not just them.
Right, like we talked about before.
Yeah, anyone who makes those plates,
Uh-huh.
companies that service printing equipment,
Right.
even just companies that
That use printing in their business.
exactly, they can all benefit.
So it's really a pretty wide range.
It's not a niche product.
It's got the potential to change the whole industry.
That's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah, it's not just about
Yeah.
making one small improvement.
It's about like a paradigm shift.
It's a whole new way of thinking.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so interesting to explore.
It really is. It's been
A fascinating deep dive.
It has. It really has.
I'm curious to see like where this technology goes next.
Me too. Me too.
What other innovations it sparks.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
and we'll be back soon with part 3.
Sounds good. I'll be here.
See you then.
It really is amazing to think about like, one little change
Yeah.
and like how far it can reach.
It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly. Like just
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
if they hadn't come up with this Print4Matrix thing,
Right. Where would we be?
still squinting at those labels, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Wasting time making mistakes.
It's crazy.
It really is. And, it's not just about like the printing industry either.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like this idea, right?
Of connecting the physical and the digital.
Exactly. That can apply to like anything.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just look around.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are still done.
Yeah.
Like the old way.
That could be improved with technology.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
maybe like this Print4Matrix thing.
Yeah.
It'll inspire people to,
To think differently.
yeah, to come up with a new
To
solution.
look for those connections.
That's what I'm hoping. Anyway,
That's a good thought.
it's all about progress, right?
Absolutely.
And, even if it's just a small step,
It can still make a big difference.
exactly like that old saying,
Which one?
for want of a nail, something like
All
that.
right, right.
One little thing missing.
Can have huge consequences.
Exactly. So even those small improvements,
They're worth it.
they can add up to something amazing.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the main takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
Good question.
What's the big idea here?
I think for me, it's that like, you don't have to be some big tech giant
Right.
to make a difference.
Like Ellen GmbH, they're not
They're not Google or Apple or whatever.
happy, but they're still
They're still pushing the boundary.
you're innovating.
Yeah. And that's what matters.
So it's really about
Yeah.
that willingness to try new things,
To question the way things are done.
to not be afraid to experiment.
Exactly. And that's something,
Yeah.
anyone can do.
It doesn't matter what industry you're in.
Doesn't matter how big or small your company is.
It's just about
Having that spark of curiosity,
like that.
that drive to make things better.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive has planted a seed for someone listening.
I hope so.
Maybe they'll hear this and think,
I can do that too.
yeah, exactly. Maybe they'll come up with
The next big innovation,
It's possible.
anything is possible. That's what's so exciting.
It really is. It's an amazing time to be alive.
To be witnessing all this change.
Exactly. So, to our listeners out there,
Yeah.
don't underestimate yourself,
You have the power to make a difference.
even if it's just a small one.
Every little bit counts.
That's a great message to end on.
I think so.
So thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Print4Matrix and the future of printing.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious.